So, has anybody seen this movie? And it's about a young couple named Malcolm and Marie, and all they did was argue. There were some periods where they were holding hands or they were hugging each other, but there was, for the most part, a lot of bickering, a lot of arguing, a lot of, you know, blaming and pointing the finger. What I felt like this couple was dysfunctional, and that even though they had some type of connection with each other, chemistry, that it was a dysfunctional relationship, and there was more emotional abuse between each other of them. And the woman, she had had a past where she had a problem with drugs and self mutilation. And I heard Malcolm pretty much use her troubling past against her in argument. Now, that was something that I thought was like really, really mean. And I believe, or assumed that they were in a nice, expensive rental house that his job had given him, and he was involved in acting or movies. And I believe they had just come from a ceremony where he was awarded for his merits, for his success, and what have you. But he was very upset when he would get criticized by movie critics. So I believe he was trying to be what you would see John Singleton or Spike Lee and some of the other movie producers, big movie producers. He was trying to be the next one that is pretty popular and up there. So I guess he was, more into the arts of movies. And her thing was, it looked like it was modeling. And I believe she really is in real life. Zendaya is a model. Um, as actor and actresses, they did a wonderful job. Both of them playing the parts that they did. But the characters, oh my gosh, they did a lot of arguing. I felt like it was emotional, more emotional abuse. Um, and it was sad. It seemed pretty troubling and it seemed sad. And it almost felt like she was stuck there with him. And this is what I get. Like, he has all the money. He actually must have come in her life at a time when she was down, and he has all the money and he has all of the power financially, and she's just somehow, they had some chemistry with one another and fell for one another, and they've been a couple ever since. But that's how he met her, is when she was in a vulnerable spot in her life, and maybe he was there for her. But now that she's semi rehabilitated, she looks to be like somebody that could possibly be a person that would relapse. And I believe she did. They did talk about that, if I'm not mistaken. But surely, the way they were arguing and the way he brings up her past of her having problems with drugs and slitting her, her arms, and using nail scissors to cut herself to commit suicide, her troubling past, whatever this woman went through, he pretty much uses that against her in the argument to torment her. And you see her cooking him food, and she's pretty much there for him. It's not like she's cheating on him and anything like that. It just seems like it's a miserable relationship. One I would not want to be in, pretty much. It just shows that, what on the outside people may see this couple and think, wow, they're beaming, they're a lovely couple, and everything is just, peaches and cream, a bowl of roses. But behind closed doors, it's the truth. You never know what is going on in the lives of these people. And someone once told me that just because a couple, on the outside they look like they're happy, doesn't necessarily reflect what goes on in their house when they're not putting on airs in front of, when they're not putting on airs in front of an audience of people. And I just feel like a lot of times people will see these high profile couples, because I'm assuming that's what these people were supposed to be emulating, like a popular couple that, he's ready for, you know, um, it's on Netflix too, by the way. He's ready for an Oscar, and he's a movie producer, and he's successful, and they live in this expensive rental home, and they're this happy, lovely, beaming couple. But behind closed doors, there's belittling, there's bickering, there's emotional abuse, there's a lot of stress, anxiety, there's threats of, possibly, a person could possibly go back into relapsing. There's, a lot of sadness, and it just seems like a miserable situation. And it's like it's weird. They're both for each other, but they're a mess, pretty much. I almost feel like if she were to leave him, though, I don't know that he would be okay as he claims to be. He makes himself out to seem like he doesn't actually need her, like she needs him. But I would feel the way what I saw in the movie, the way it was depicted, that there's something about her he's connected to, and without her, he needs her for some type of support as well, because I believe she supports him even when he's not supportive of her. And so that is valuable. So she may not have a whole lot of money. She may not be as popular as he is. But two, another key factor in this is one of the movies that he was supposedly bragging on was a story of actually her life. And she even told him, she said, you would not be able to come up with the idea of your story if you didn't use me as the subject. So I don't want to, okay, there's spoilers in there here, but you'd have to see it as Zendaya and then um, Washington doing this. They, as actor and actress, they did a wonderful job. They should get awarded in real life for their acting ability for doing this couple. But the couple characters, wow, they were a hot mess. But anyway, you have to see it. So maybe you should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's airing right now. Malcolm and Maureen. I'm gonna get this ad out of the way. But this couple, I actually know some people like this. Um, so I could relate to the arguing. It is miserable. It's like, oh my God. But there's one thing I can say. I didn't really see, um, well, I'm not going to say anything else because then I'll spoil it. There's too much. Just watch it and you make your own criticism about some, sort of like my little critique on the movie. I thought it was, in terms of the actor and actress, um, Malcolm and Marie, the people that played the characters, they were really good. So they have a 59% on the tomato meter, 70% on audience score. So I take it a lot of people have probably watched it. Um, but here you see her, she looks so sad. And so that's pretty much telling you about what you're about to see. But the thing that tripped me out is when they say, oh, this is not a movie about a love story. This is a movie about love. I'm like, this is what love is. This couple right here is extremely dysfunctional. But think about it. There's a lot of people that live in households where they have dysfunctional relationships or families and whatnot, and they're still able to get through. But at what extent? Sometimes these things don't always work out. But I would say watch it, and you see the stars they gave it. So maybe it has gotten reviews and it's gotten other criticism. So, a director on the brink of success, his girlfriend spiraled through the flaws and the past sins, and writer and director Sam Levinson's two-hander Malcolm and Marie, now on Netflix. John David Singleton and Zendaya, a star in the drama that's been criticized for how it takes aim at the film critics, but that's only a part of the conversation and a part that feels like it's not supposed to make a man spewing his own issues with the way people talk about him and his art look all that great. Um, Malcolm, who is Washington, his playing that part is largely a self-centered asshole and a kind of guy who makes everything about him, even the life story of Marie Zendaya, and then refuses to give her credit for it. So he can't stand it when someone he purports to love isn't 100% supportive of his work. It is surprising that reviews by strangers drive him somewhere or somewhat insane, but it's definitely not a great look for Malcolm and Levinson's insecurities. That Levinson takes aim at a specific publication and its critic who gave his Assassination Nation a bad review, but my issue with Malcolm and Marie go deeper than the way it attacks the modern film criticism, and almost impressed by the way it insults the film from bad reviews, as fans will just claim critics are being sensitive. Nice play, Levinson. So I think it's kind of, that just gives you a sort of an opener. So this is by Brian Tellerico, um, February 5th, but you should watch it. And in terms of their acting abilities, Zendaya and John Washington, I think they did a great job on this movie. But yeah, so that's my criticism on the movie. So go try it out and see what you think about it. Thanks for watching.